This is Into the Hen House, a podcast for moms with littles. In this space, we share the stories, experiences, and wild wisdom of mothers. We remember and celebrate the sacred. We are your hosts, Andrea and
Caitlin.
Get ready for some inspiration because it's time to jump into the hen house. Ashley, I'm so excited to have you here. Welcome back, everyone, to Into the Hen House, a podcast about motherhood. And we have our very first return guest today. This is Ashley, also known on Instagram as A Mom's World. And I'm super excited for the conversation today. We are diving into the just a mom myth. I think a lot of people have either said this or heard this where you say, hey, what are you doing? And like, what are you up to in life? And it's like, oh, I'm just a mom. And it's like, really, just a mom. Okay. So yeah. But before we get too far into that, do you want to tell us just a little bit about yourself for those who have not met you yet?
Sure. So I'm Ashley. I am from the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania area. And I have one kiddo, a little daughter, and she is 3. And so I started a Mom's World page just a year ago, just sort of talking about silly stuff, about my motherhood, about just sharing sort of the funny parts of life and just trying to spread some joy out there. And so it's led me to really cool places, and I got the opportunity to meet you and do a podcast, and here we are doing our second one. So I'm so excited.
No, and honestly, everyone should go check out your page because it's really funny and it's really silly and lighthearted, and it's a fun place to be.
Thank you.
And there's a lot of honesty and little funny, like especially for toddler moms, it's like the funny of toddler momhood. Like the part that will also you're like, oh my goodness, like this is
Yes.
like I can't believe somehow this is what we've gotten like hung up on today. Like I can't
Yeah.
believe this is like where the big emotions are coming out over something so silly, but it's also very comical. And it's
Thank
kind
you.
of finding the comical in
I mean, you have to laugh. It's like
Yeah.
you never know what to expect. Every day is totally different.
Yeah. Yeah. But so you are a stay-at-home mom,
Yes.
right? And I am a stay-at-home mom too, at least mostly.
Yeah.
I do a couple little things, but mostly I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I really feel like the I'm just a mom is such a myth. It's such a
Yes.
myth. And to be a mom is so important. That's my perspective. But
Yeah.
share about the just a mom in quotation marks for those who
Yes.
are listening audio.
Yeah. So
Like,
I
what are
think
your thoughts?
so there's still misunderstanding. I think people still see this you so commonly say oh, I'm just a mom. And there's nothing just about what we do. I mean, we are everything to our children. And I do think we see a little bit more acceptance with our generation and sort of the current society. I think that you do see importance in both the stay-at-home moms and working moms, or those that are doing a little mix of both. I think we start to see that now that moms can appreciate all of the different versions that can look like. But I think you still sort of see that stigma of a housewife, that
Mm-hmm.
you're doing sort of all of those typical housewife roles. But I mean, from my experience as a stay-at-home mom, I have friends that are stay-at-home moms. I mean, honestly, I think we're some of the most hardworking women. I mean, we're always on 24/7, 365. I mean, we're on. You bring your A game every day. So it's not like you're getting a break. Like you are in it. And so
Yeah.
I think we're the child educators, the entertainers, the ones scheduling doctor's appointments, making sure that you're attending those doctor's appointments, and the housekeeper. I mean, the list goes on and on. So there's nothing about this role I think that deserves that just idea, but it's just such a common phrase. And I know
Mm-hmm.
myself, like I've tried to get better at not saying that. So when someone asks, hey, what do you do? And just being, I'm a mom. I stay home with my daughter and I'm raising her. So,
Mm-hmm.
being able to speak it in a more positive light, reflecting the amount of responsibilities that you have.
Yeah. And it is a lot of responsibility. And it's also um, someone else, I don't know, this was maybe very early on the podcast, but someone had come on and said, she's like, they did some kind of research or whatever looking at cortisol levels. And they found that, moms who stay home with their kids full time have some of the highest cortisol levels of all people. And they're like, wow, it's actually stressful. People
Yeah.
have this idea like you're sitting with your feet up all day and,
Yes.
and it's like,
Yeah.
it's actually,
It's like the hardest I've ever worked in my life.
you know, on the least sleep I've ever had too. So,
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like if you're up all night because you're sick or your child is sick, I mean, you're still going. It's not like you're going to get a chance to rest that day. I mean, you're still going. There's no stopping a mom.
yeah, yeah, especially when they're little. It's
Yes.
kind of like there's no pause. It's just they need what they need and you have to rise to the occasion.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. So, as far as um why did you choose to be a stay-at-home mom? I'm curious.
Yeah, so my job, it was fairly demanding. And I was working at a college, and the role that I was in wasn't going to be something that I could do part time or remotely or anything like that. So I knew that if I was going to go back, I would be in the office a lot.
Mhm.
So when we looked at everything, at like how long I'm going to be gone each day, the cost of childcare, um, looking at also just the commute back and forth and, all of the logistics with it, dropping your child off to daycare, then going to work and just all of it. We looked at everything and, we also really prioritized a child being with a parent and being
Mhm.
raised by a parent. And so when we just looked at it all, we were like, honestly, this is what's going to make the most sense for us. I think,
Mhm.
we didn't want both of us gone to that extent. There were, my job, there were times where we'd have evenings that we would stay for different events. And so, I would be gone, 10 plus hours a day. And, so I wouldn't have
Yeah.
much time with my daughter. And so, when we looked at it, we were like, this is just, this is what we're going to prioritize and make some different changes. And it fit the needs of our family.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's a beautiful thing. Like the mommy wars, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's and one would I think be the stay-at-home mom versus the working mom
Yeah.
and it's like it doesn't have to be there's not necessarily a perfect right choice that's right across the board for everyone. It's like we each get to choose what works best for us, what works best for us individually, what works best for us as a family.
Mhm.
And so someone had said to my husband, I don't know, this was like a few months ago, because he was looking for kind of some admin help at at his office. We own a small business together, and but I help on the behind the scenes a bit, but I'm not really actually present there.
Mhm.
Um, at least not generally. And anyways, what's my point? But he was asking someone, and she's like, why hire someone? Like, your wife should be doing this. She's like, she should be there helping you. And he's like, oh, I mean, okay. She's at home with our daughter, and that's what she's doing right now. And the lady says to him, and this lady is actually a mother,
Mhm.
and she says to him, anyone can keep a child alive. Just hire someone. Like, she would be much more worthwhile here. And and he's like, thank you for your opinion.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
let's change the subject now. I won't be asking you again.
Yeah.
But I think that there's beginning to be a shift.
Mhm.
in why people choose to stay home, and also a shift in how people are able to stay home. Like, I
Oh,
think
yeah.
having the ability to work online or to work more part time, but it offers things that generations before us didn't have, where
Yeah.
maybe you can at least make some money, but doing it during nap time
Yes.
or, in the morning or in the evening and working, you know, some, but still having some work fulfillment and some money coming in and still being really present with your kids. So I think that's really cool.
It
And I
is.
think a lot of moms are saying, you know what? These early years, the childhood development matters.
Oh, hugely. I
It
mean, I think,
matters and it shapes the child's whole life.
yeah,
And why would I outsource that if I don't have to? And if I don't want to?
exactly. No, I mean, from birth to age 3, the brain grows tremendously. It builds so much of how your child sees the world, and also creating a secure attachment to a
Yeah.
parent. And it's so crucial for a child. And if you have the opportunity to be the person that they're going to spend most of their time with, I think it's a beautiful thing to do it. I mean, I absolutely love it. So,
Yeah.
I'm always going to, recommend it, just because I feel like from my perspective, I've truly just enjoyed it so much. It's going to be such a part of my life, and I think such a big memory, especially as I get older in life. I think it's going to be something that I always go back to and have
Mhm.
these, like, the most fond memories of. Um but it's truly a beautiful thing to do.
Yeah, it really, really is. And again, I don't think it has to be everyone's choice,
No.
right? And I love that we're in a time and a place we have so many options and we get to really pick what's best for us. And I
Mhm.
think that that's amazing. And yeah, I love being home too. I wouldn't trade it.
No, I do,
Initially,
I
I
love it.
had thought, oh, maybe I'll go back to work after 6 months or after a year. And we got to a year and I was like, I'm not going back.
Yeah,
I mean,
I get it.
eventually, yes, but I'm like, let's talk after she's 3.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I'm like, let's talk after she's 3 because I'm like, I have a lot of time to do my career yet. I really do.
Yes.
Like, and I'm not in a career in a corporate world or whatever where you lose your
Mhm,
place and you lose your promotions or the things you've worked for the last decade you can't get.
mhm.
When I want to go back, I'll just go back.
Absolutely, I
And
mean,
start up again, like it's just
yeah.
that's for me. So I don't feel a lot of pressure. And I'm going, you know what? I'll just go back when I want to go back.
Yeah, I think so sometimes people look at it as like, "Oh, you threw your career away," but it's not like
Mhm.
that at all. I mean, I think for everyone, it means something different. For me, my degree was in psychology. I did a lot of child development. So for me, it's like I'm getting an opportunity to use all of that knowledge and then
Yeah.
actually live it out and
Yeah.
by watching a little brain grow and how much they can learn skills so quickly and master them. And so for me, it's like I feel like I'm actually like hands on with it.
Yeah.
Um, but like you said, you could go back anytime. I mean, work is always going to be there. These years are so quick.
Yeah.
So, um, it doesn't mean that you can't go do something or do it like you said. You do have some projects, um, as you're home mostly and you have some projects on the side. I do the same thing. I do some social media for a local business, and so it's something that I do during a nap time or early in the morning, and she can come with me whenever I need to go actually in and do some of the
Mhm.
pictures and videos and things for them. And so, you find ways to incorporate, some work and, being a stay-at-home mom too.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like people say the most wild things about stay-at-home moms. And we've
Yeah.
kind of touched on some of it, like you're throwing your career away.
Yeah.
Um, what are some of the ones you've heard, like the most outlandish
Um,
or the
so I
most
definitely
common or something?
yeah. I definitely see people sort of like insulting your intelligence. I do see that.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, what's sad about it is I think in society, a lot of times you see success if money is attached to it.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like, oh, I'm the business owner, I'm the CEO. And so because you have this sort of high title and there's a monetary value attached to it, that's often seen as like, wow, they're so successful. But it's crazy because the greatest, most powerful thing you could do is raise children that are going to go out into this world and be kind and generous and just wonderful people. I mean, so I think that what we're doing, it's so important, and you can see such a big reward by putting these children out into the world that have been nurtured and had that strong attachment to a parent. And so
Mm-hmm.
I think I definitely see that. And I think what's funny too is mothers, we are so resourceful and creative. And so it's funny when people are talking about intelligence, because I'm like, I'm more resourceful now than I've ever been. And I'm a lot more in touch with my emotional intelligence now
Mm-hmm.
than I've ever been. So I think you learn so much more. So it's funny because I'm like, I feel like some better qualities now than before. So
I'll tell you, motherhood is a crash course in putting you on the growth edge of all self-development of self. If
yes.
you thought you were calm and regulated before, you're going to learn how to do it even better.
Yes. Yes.
If you thought you were patient before, you're going to learn how to do it better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but it's true. I mean, like you're constantly evolving and learning how to adapt, and I mean, in ways that you just never even thought would be possible. I feel like.
Yeah.
So that one I definitely see with like talking about intelligence, and I'm like, I'm telling you, I am, a lot stronger and smarter than now.
Like mom brain aside, because
Yes.
that does happen.
Yes. Yeah,
But but it doesn't mean not intelligent.
exactly.
It just means, I don't know, highly distracted, very
Yes.
multitasking,
Yes, always on, just like your brain is always running.
right? Yeah, I've heard that too. Like, definitely, like, when are you going to go do something useful? Like,
Yes.
when are you going to get back to being useful? And it's like,
Yeah.
you don't think I'm useful? Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
your opinion and you can take it and keep
Yes.
walking.
Yes.
But definitely, I've heard intelligence too. I've also heard a lot about ambition. Like, oh,
Yes.
you must not be an ambitious woman.
Yeah, I feel like you see a lot of people just seeing it as what you're doing is either so simple or that it's just such a like it's like it's mindless work, but it's not. I mean, like you said, we're always evolving and learning, and especially with patience. I mean, that's a big one. I thought I was
Mm-hmm.
patient, and then I
Oh,
became a
yeah, I
mother.
thought I was patient too.
Yes.
I've literally won
Yes.
awards for being patient, which is
Yeah.
actually really funny, but
But I mean, it's the amount that you have to learn to how to just re-understand these things. I mean,
and then
and
you have a toddler who won't put on clothes, and you're like, breathe, breathe.
yes. Yes, or just like doesn't want to keep shoes on, or just things that, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I like how am I supposed to stay calm in this moment?" So,
You're like, I have to stay calm. Let me stay
yes.
calm.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, you see that. I definitely, one of the ones that I see a lot of too is the talk about like privilege. And I feel like
Yeah.
you see people talk about like, oh, you're so like lucky to be home.
Hmm.
Like that it's like luck that brought you here. and
Hmm.
and it's not. I mean, it's decision making, it's family planning, what you're prioritizing, and
Hmm.
making different, sometimes you're making sacrifices or life changes. So that's like the
Yeah.
one thing I feel like I hear the most is just, oh, like it's a privilege, but it's something that we prioritized and we had to change our lives to
Yeah.
incorporate
And
this
it
kind of
does
lifestyle.
take revision of lives. Like, we went down to a one car household
Hmm.
and we're juggling that because we didn't want to pay the thousands of dollars to fix the other car because all of a sudden now it's, we're making do on one income, which we hadn't been doing before.
Yes. Yeah.
And, we eat out a lot less and we
Yes.
vacation a lot less.
Yes.
And I will say too, like, I think for single moms, it's because you'll hear a lot too, like, I simply can't. Like,
Yeah.
don't talk about like choices and whatever because I can't. I think in a lot of cases, there's more choice than maybe is initially seen or believed.
Yeah.
And I do also think in some cases, like, especially probably with single moms who don't have financial support from somewhere else, it gets
Yeah.
really tricky because grandparents might say, hey, yeah, we'll watch your kids. We love them. We'll take care of them. We won't charge you. But no, we're not just going to fund like, we're retired. We don't want to fund your life.
Yes.
So there's also those complexities too.
Oh, yes. I mean, I
Um,
have friends that I know would love to be stay-at-home moms, but they either don't have that ability, there's different things going on. And like you said, if financially, if you have to for benefits or for whatever.
mhm.
So I do think there are circumstances that you don't have maybe as big of a choice because of different things that are going on in your life. It's a mixture. Obviously having
Yeah.
a partner or a spouse that's able to help with that makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference. That's another one I feel like comes up for women a lot with being a stay-at-home mom is all of a sudden not having quote unquote their own income coming in or feeling strange or insecure or nervous about relying on someone else for
Yeah.
income. Like I felt that initially. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be productive. Like, what can I do? And I gave that up after a little while. And I'm like, just rest, Andrea. It's okay. Relax.
Yeah. No,
You're
I
going to
felt the
be
same way.
okay.
Yeah, I felt the same way because I've worked for so long and had always been independent. I had my own
Yeah.
place for a number of years, and so it is strange, having someone else be the supporter.
Yeah.
But when you look at all of the different things that you're doing for your household, and we're the
Yeah.
same way, we eat in all the time. So, most of the cooking I'm doing in the house when it comes to, cleaning and
Mm-hmm.
laundry and different things. So when you look at, you know, what that would look like to have, say, like a nanny, someone who would be doing all
Yeah.
of those things for you, I mean, you really are you are doing like a job, you know,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
that would be a very difficult job. I mean, if you were, I actually have someone in my family that's a nanny, actually. And so she goes to their house and she watches the child and she does stuff and she gets paid for it. And so, I mean, her job is incredible. It's a great job. We're doing the same work,
Yeah.
it's just for our own
Yeah.
children. So you know, looking at it
Yeah.
like that is, people do this kind of work for other families and get paid, and and it's a great career and you would be excited for them to do it. And it's,
Yeah.
so seeing
Yeah.
it in the same light, I guess, for yourself,
Yeah. I
you
think
know.
it does take a bit of like a bit of a shift because it can maybe feel like it's a little bit less independent or
Yeah.
you're like, whoo, it's like nerve-wracking to be reliant on someone, even when you love
Yeah.
that someone and trust that someone, but it's a little nerve-wracking. And I think too, so I had listened to a different podcast recently, and she's like, I'm not here to tell you how to run your relationship. She's like, but if you're home with the kids and taking on that primary like responsibility there, she's like, you are contributing.
Yeah.
Therefore, you get a say on the money too.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like, just because he's the one earning it doesn't mean he should be the only one getting to say who spends it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a partnership all around,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
so it's being able to, come together and you both have a voice in it, I mean, I think just because, like I said, just because maybe you're not getting a typical, salary, you're
Yeah.
running the household. So,
Right?
so
right? It's like you can do it yourself or you can pay all kinds of other people to do it for you, and
Yeah,
probably you do a better job of it. So,
exactly.
you know, but yeah, and I think that that's true, right? Like, especially when coming from a really intentional place to say, hey, this is the choice that we're making because we think that this is best for our family and for our child, and because I want this time, to really nourish them deeply and to have that attachment. And to also like just giving birth is a feat. It's like
Yes.
it takes time to heal. Like to go back to
Yes.
work after 2 weeks, I think is insane. To go back to work after 3 months, I think is insane.
Yeah, I mean, just thinking about how much my body has healed over the past 3 years. I mean, I feel like
Hmm.
now I feel like myself,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's taken 3 years. I mean, I
Yeah.
I think to let your body heal, to start to feel yourself, to have different energy again, especially, in those early months, you're so sleep deprived and
Hmm.
just figuring things out. You're in like a survival mode. And so I
Yeah.
feel like, you're finally getting back to yourself. It takes a long time.
Yeah, it takes time. And I think that's part of it too, why it's like, you know what? It's okay to be home
Mhm.
because you did this massive work being pregnant and giving birth. It's like that was also a massive contribution,
Yes. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. You grew a baby in you. I
Yeah,
mean,
right. But yeah, I think stay at home moms rarely get the credit that they deserve. And I
yeah.
do think it's starting to change, which is really, really great.
Yeah. I definitely see a nice change. I think people are starting to see how important it is and what a big choice that is, too.
Yeah. Yeah. And we've touched on it a little bit. But like, and when I watch things online, like to me, it's funny how heated the conversations get because it's like, this shouldn't be, I just don't think it should be that controversial.
Mhm.
Um, but I think you get the argument of don't be a 50s housewife,
Yeah.
basically, like the
Yes.
feminism
Yes.
argument. Like you need to be independent and you need to, and, um, and all of that. And then I think you get the other argument of like socialization for the children, like they need to be in daycare so that they can get socialized or they need, and I do agree, especially as your kids start to get a little bit older, you do have
Mhm.
to make the effort to actually leave the house,
Yes.
and bring them places and do things. Yes, that's true. But I don't think you need necessarily preschool or daycare in order to have kids socialized. But what are your thoughts kind of on some of those major arguments?
Yeah, so I do see both of those come up. Because you see that like you're the typical housewife, like you said, like the 50s housewife. And the thing is I want this lifestyle. I
Hmm.
this is something that I've wanted for a long time, and I would much rather be home cooking, playing with my daughter, going out into the world. I would much rather be doing that than going to a job somewhere else. So it's definitely something that I love. It's not like I'm stuck in this role. I love
Hmm.
this role. Um, and I think honestly, as women, especially when it comes to feminism, like women can support women in whatever they choose to do. It doesn't matter what you're choosing. It's just being able to support and appreciate what another woman is doing. And so, I may be at home, but I still want equality in the workplace. I want women to be compensated
Hmm.
appropriately and in bigger roles. I might be at home, but I believe, women they shouldn't be they shouldn't be oppressed because of their abilities or their race or their class.
Hmm.
So I might not be in that situation, but I'm still advocating for those women out there doing those different things. So I think that's something that, it just because maybe I'm doing more of like your typical standard, I guess, womanly role or whatever you would want to call it,
Yeah,
it,
traditional, so to
yeah,
speak, or yeah.
yeah. But I still very much appreciate and am cheering those women on that are working, that are doing everything, that are working and home, doing it all. I mean, so I think a part of it is just being able to appreciate those differences,
Yeah.
and and still advocating no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
And
where I land on it too, because I'm going, the thing about feminism, it isn't, from my perspective, I don't think it's about everyone having to be the massive boss babe, CEO of a Fortune 500. I think it's about the whole spectrum
yes.
and having each person choose from a place of alignment of like what makes sense for me right now, what are my ambitions, what do I want, and creating the opportunities for that.
Hmm.
Like not to say, I mean, it's wild to me, it wasn't that long ago where women weren't even allowed in college,
Yeah.
and I'm like, that's wild, like that's absolutely crazy.
Yeah. No, I
And
completely agree.
and I have to laugh. So I've had a few comments because when I'm home with my daughter, I don't dress fancy. Like, I
No.
don't dress fancy. Like, I wear comfy pants because we're playing on the floor and whatever, right? So I'm not fancy. But there's certain women in my life who are relatively related, but on opposite sides of the family of a different generation.
Yes.
And I get this comment a lot. You're still wearing pajamas at home all the time, your husband is going to leave you. You need to start dressing up. Like, you need to impress him. And I'm going, if he leaves me because I'm wearing pajamas at home and because I didn't put on makeup when I'm home
Yeah.
and playing and sweating and like whatever, then we have bigger issues.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be comfy.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you have to plan accordingly. Like I love certain things. I love like fashion and stuff, not
Yeah.
anything crazy. But I like, finding different things that are out there that I
Yeah.
think are cute. But no, I mean, when we're home, I mean, there are days where we do pajama days and we just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
There are days where, I mean, we're playing in the mud, so I need to be wearing clothes that can get completely destroyed. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not going
Or
to
you
wear a
get
nice
food
top.
all over you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I don't dress like I was going to work because
No.
I'm going to probably get butter all over me.
Yes, I mean, my
You
clothes, yeah, I have simple t-shirts and things that I throw on because yeah, I mean, you're cooking, you're playing, you're picking up your child, they have peanut butter fingers and it's like wiped your I mean, you think you can't. So, yeah, it is crazy because I do hear that too. Like sometimes people will comment on, oh, you're still in your pajamas and I'm like, "Yes, we're having fun."
Yeah.
I mean,
Be like, I'm comfy. I change my clothes 6 times a day,
yes.
and I need things that can go in the dryer.
Yes. Yes, I need things that I can at least get most of the stains out. So,
Right?
now to combat that, I did, however, grab some matching pajamas for myself and my daughter, and
Okay.
so now I feel like it is an outfit choice because we
Right?
match.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
"You can't say anything, we're in our matching pajamas."
Right? It's like this is our going out clothes.
Yes.
These are going out clothes. Let's
Yeah.
get this straight. No.
Yeah. These are fancy pajamas.
Right. Oh, that's funny.
But I also do see the other, like the socialization.
Yeah.
You were mentioning that, and I feel like I see that one a lot.
Hmm.
And you hear it from everywhere. People always being like, "You're with your child all day. They need to socialize. They need to get out." And a child, again, from birth to age 3, they need a secure attachment to a parent.
Yeah.
That's what's incredibly important.
I mean, they
Um,
are socializing,
they are.
just not with an excessive amount of people.
Yes.
And honestly, you put a bunch of toddlers in a room and they kind of all go play on their own anyways
Yeah.
and generally ignore each other,
Yes. And I think
you know.
having your child do different things with you out in the world. So, like
Yeah.
you said, putting in the effort and getting out of the house. So,
Yeah.
taking them to errands, to the grocery store, to the bank, to the library, watching a parent out in the world being able to lead by example they're getting socialization. They're seeing how you're interacting with people. I mean,
Yeah.
I think play dates are great. I think if you have other families that have similar aged children, it's great. It's great to
Mhm.
let kids play. I
Yeah.
just don't think that I don't think kids are missing socialization. And what's funny too is my toddler's with me primarily, and she's one of the most social children I've ever met. And
Yeah.
I've worked with children,
Yeah.
but she loves people. She loves talking to
Mhm.
people. She'll hold appropriate conversations. And so a lot of times people will even say, "Oh, is she in daycare? Like she's very chatty." And I'm like, "No, that's just who she is."
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing too. Like, I think with that secure attachment, there's becomes the security to wander or
Mhm.
to go and express or to feel really comfortable to like sometimes my daughter will go and there'll be another adult or another child and like even it was at the park or something and there was this little boy and she went and stood in front of him and she looked into his eyes for a little while and then she takes her hand and puts it on his chest and smiles at him and then
Oh,
they both ran away.
yeah,
And it's like I don't know what they were communicating, but there was definitely, like
yeah,
kids find their ways to communicate.
they do. They do. I mean, we were just away. We did like just a little getaway. Just the other day. We got back yesterday, and we were out, and my daughter saw another boy around her age. Just ran over to him, introduced herself, gave him a
Mhm.
hug, and she runs back to me, and she's like, "Oh, that's my best friend." So
Right? Honestly, we could learn so much from toddlers because I feel like as moms, we struggle so much to make friends.
yeah,
And toddlers are just like, here, I'm going to hug you and say hi. And I like who you are. Like I have a sense of you from this amount of interaction and now we're friends.
yep. And that was that. Yeah. And she talked
Yeah.
about him like the rest of the evening. They were together maybe 5 minutes. And she's like, he's so nice.
That's awesome. That's really
So
funny.
yeah.
I
So I
like
mean,
that.
I think a lot of times with socialization, I think part of it too is just innate. I think what your child's personality may be. Some children are outgoing and some
Mhm.
are shy, just as adults. I mean, I think,
Yeah.
some of it really is just going to be your own personality too. I don't think that, daycare versus
Yeah.
being at home is going
Yeah.
to.
And some people need more socialization than others. Some people
Yeah.
thrive in bigger groups and really busy. And
Mhm.
for those children, it may at some point be like, you know what, this kid just needs a little bit more than
Yeah.
like what they're getting right now. So either I need to start like a forest friends group
Mhm.
or I need to send them to a preschool or to something because they need a little bit more than what I'm giving. And other kids, you put them in that environment and they're so overstimulated.
Yes.
And so I think you've hit it right there. It's like, who is this child and what do they need
Yeah.
as well? And it makes for another question of it's not what's right for everyone, it's what's right for
For
like
your child.
this little
Yeah.
dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I definitely agree.
Mm.
I think too, at least with my toddler, she is a high energy toddler. And I know I know, toddlers in general can be very high energy. But I have seen her with other children and she is the energizer bunny. She can go and go and go. She has so much energy. And so for her too, I think she needs a lot of different things to keep her attention span. And I think if she's in an environment where there's going to be more structured play for a very long period of time, I don't think that she would thrive as well. I think
Mhm.
that she has the flexibility where we can do projects and then she can go do some other things and do different, be able to change her environment,
Mhm.
based on, what's going on. She learns so much better that way. I think um, so I think that it helps too because I'm here and I can watch,
Yeah.
what's going on and if we need to transition to a different thing, we can
Yeah.
do that. Whereas, with a bunch of children, you wouldn't be able to quickly
You can't do
adapt
that.
just
Yeah.
to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree with that. Let's talk about mental load for a second before we move into some fun and funny little stories. Um, but can we talk about that? Because I feel like that's something that um, gets kind of missed sometimes in the conversation,
Mhm.
especially around stay-at-home mom. Because it's like we've talked about, like the cortisol levels are higher, like there's a lot going on, you're on all the time. But there's also a lot like in the brain of like keeping track of, even if you write things down, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, I mean the invisible, like that invisible labor that's just always going on in your mind. It's like you're always sort of having like a to-do list that's just
Mm-hmm.
constantly rolling.
And
Because
that you
you're the
never get done.
no. No, because you're always trying to think and prepare. So,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's just like meal planning and having enough meals and snacks for each day, whether it's
Mm-hmm.
your child is going up in size and making sure that you have clothing that's the appropriate size, shoes that are the
Yeah.
appropriate
Yeah.
size, because suddenly they're a
Yeah.
different size. And so,
Yeah.
um,
And then you measure their foot, because this happened to me just recently. I measured her foot. I literally bought a measuring tape, okay, so I could measure her foot. And the measuring tape is pink, which makes me very happy.
yes.
Okay, so I measured her foot, but I mean, she's 2.5. She's like wriggling. And
Oh,
anyways, I'm like, I think this is her size. I bought it. It's the wrong size.
yeah.
So then I'm like, darn it all. I'm like, you know what? I don't even like, I can't even deal with trying to send these back. I'm just going to order her another pair
Yes.
and keep these for in 6 months when she goes up a size.
That's what I've done. Sometimes they're just too
Yeah.
big, and then I'm like, well, I'll just keep them for later.
Yeah. I'm like,
So,
I'll just keep them for later. And if she ends up not wearing them because she's just jumped a whole nother size again, I'm like, then so be it.
yeah.
I'm like, then the person who we give all of our clothes to when I'm done with them will feel very lucky.
Yes, exactly.
I,
But I
yeah.
mean, you're always like thinking all of these things.
Yeah.
What needs scheduled, what appointments need
Yeah.
scheduled, what
Yeah.
needs bought at the grocery store. Have we run out of any of the
Yeah.
supplies, or
Right? Like,
their
how close
favorite
to the end of the
snacks?
supplies are we? And do we have enough money in the bank account to pay for this right now? How
Yes.
long can I wait to order this if I have to get this right now and still stay in my budget?
Yes. Are any of these items going on sale next week? Do I wait a week? Like,
Right?
it's all, I mean, you're always thinking all of these things. And I mean, I think too, as a stay-at-home mom, I've seen too, you sort of become this like primary parent. So your child's used to you doing most of the things. And so even
Mm-hmm.
if other people are around or my husband's around, she's going to gravitate towards me to do the little things because that's
Mm-hmm.
just what they're used to. And
Yeah.
so I think also you sort of become like the primary parent. And
Mm-hmm.
so you're always doing stuff, even if you're like, okay, I'm going to set aside this couple minutes, to figure out what I need to buy at the grocery store. And then, your little toddler comes
Mm-hmm.
in and is like, hey, I would like these shoes on, and even though maybe there's someone else who can absolutely do that, they just
Yeah.
they come to you because that's what they're used
Yeah.
to, you know.
Someone else is
And
like, here, I can help you. I'm like, no, no,
yeah.
this person.
Yeah, right now we're going through, my toddler only wants me to put her in the car seat for
Okay.
whatever reason, but that is right
Yeah.
now, she, like, absolutely no one else can put her in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it works like that too. Like, I can only do certain things, but then other things I'm not allowed to do. Like, I tried
Yes.
to move her train along the track this morning, and oh, that was no,
Yeah.
no, no. Be like,
Yeah.
nope, that's a daddy job. You
That's it.
cannot do that.
And I think too, I mean, as moms, we're always multitasking. And so I think, especially after becoming a mom, you truly, I mean, we are multitasking in our minds and what we're
Mm-hmm.
doing. We're doing everything. I mean, you're cooking food, you're, you know,
Yeah.
making an appointment, you're also like brushing their hair. I mean, there's just, I feel
Yeah.
like the amount of
You're like,
multitasking.
oh my goodness, I just thought of something. I have to do this right now. And you're like quickly rushing off. And then someone's
Yes.
like, I need your attention. And I'm like, ah. I'm like, hang on 1 second, I can't forget this. And it's, and it's like, okay, and I'm not supposed to be on my phone in front of my child, but
Yeah. I get it.
But
I
they're
get it.
always there, like, how do I balance all of this? No.
Yeah. And now we're
Yeah.
hitting the stage where sometimes she doesn't nap. And so I used nap time a lot
Yeah.
as sort of that time where I could get things done. And so now navigating that time. So,
Right. Now what do we do with that? Yeah.
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 So
And then it
it's,
changes bedtime probably too. And I feel like
yes.
things shift so much too. And you're like, oh, okay, we're in kind of like a whole new little realm here.
Yeah. I mean, it is.
Everything's
Yeah.
having to reorganize.
Yeah. Every few months, you just have to completely
Like
reinvent your,
reinvent everything.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite part about being a mom and being at home with your daughter, and like
So,
what's the best to you?
so I mean, I love the little moments that we share, just like little moments that are just so simple, but they're just my favorite. Now, one thing is we co-sleep is
Mhm.
something. And so one of my absolute favorite things is in the morning, not rushing out of bed or anything, and just being able to sort of like watch her wake up. Um, it's just so cute. And she always likes talking about her dreams, or she has like the silliest
Mhm.
questions and things that she says. And so just being able to start the day with that, um just that like quiet moment where you're just getting a chance
Mhm.
to just like lay there for just a few extra minutes and just sort of see where she's at that morning and what she's thinking
Mhm.
about or what she's excited about, or um it's just so sweet. It's so precious. I feel like that's
Yeah.
one of my favorite things with her. And
Yeah.
just because like I know it's just such a short time, obviously, she's we're not going to co-sleep forever. I know people always have this thought of like, oh my gosh, she's she's going to be, old and sleeping, with you. But it's just such a short time. Sometimes they need some
Mhm.
extra, they just need a little extra care at night, depending on their
Yeah.
temperament.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be something that I feel like right now it's one of my favorite things. And I think especially, as you get older and you think back to some of those little moments, I think it's going to be something that you like cherish it. Like I want to be able to ingrain her like little face when she's waking up like into my mind forever.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I I love to, like, I'll lay down with my daughter when she's falling asleep for a nap
mhm.
and help her fall asleep, and
Yeah.
just kind of the way her little eyelids like flutter shut and then open for a minute and then flutter shut. And it's like there's just little moments like that, or like the little things that get said. I'm going, oh my goodness, I never want to forget this. And I know that I
Yeah.
will forget a lot of things.
Yeah.
Um, because I've already forgotten a lot of things that I said I would never forget. Like, how could I possibly ever forget this? And you do,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's just so special, like that,
It is.
like
It's
just the snuggles and like all that extra closeness. And I'm
and
going, like I'm okay if there's a little few things that don't get done. Like I
yeah.
got over my I need to be productive pretty quick.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I just need to snuggle.
Yeah.
That's all.
Because
That's
it is
really all I need.
important. Yeah.
Like
It is.
this is productive
It is.
simply in a different way than society might have us
Exactly.
believe.
And I think watching how quickly your child can learn a new skill, or just, I mean, being sort of their cheerleader like throughout their entire life.
Mhm.
It's so amazing. I mean, I'm just excited because I've gotten the front row seat to see it all. I mean, I got to see her roll and to see her crawl and
Yeah.
walk and say her first words and all those huge milestones.
Mhm.
I actually got to witness those,
Yeah.
and it's something that I'm so so grateful for. I just think it's something that, being a stay-at-home mom, it's my favorite to be able to see those moments. And I mean, you're with your little bestie. It's like a mini
Yeah.
me. You get to go on little adventures, and
Mhm.
it's just, especially I feel like as they get to toddler age, it's so much fun. You can just pack up,
Yeah.
go do things.
Yeah. Yeah. As long as you can get them into clothes, you can go all
Yes.
kinds of places.
Yeah.
My daughter's in the stage right now. She's like, no clothes.
Yeah. I know.
No
I feel
clothes.
like
I don't want to wear clothes.
I think we go through those phases, but it depends on the weather because I feel like it's always cold. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
Um,
That's the problem. We live where
yeah,
it's too warm.
yeah. Oh, as soon as it gets like consistently warm, my child, she's like, I don't need shirts anymore. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's so funny though, and it's so amazing. But
yeah.
yeah, we had a stage where she wouldn't take her clothes off for anything. And she would wear like multiple clothes all to one side.
Mhm.
And like she would literally sleep with her shoes on. She would go to bed with her shoes on at night. And I would like very sneakily like try and like slip them off. And she'd wake up and say, no, shoes on. And I'm like, you were completely asleep. How do you know that?
It's so funny.
But what's something funny that your toddler's been up to lately, or has done, or said, or?
She she's very humorous. She lately has been really into Spider-Man,
Okay.
and she has a cape and the mask, and she has like some different Spider-Man books and a couple toys.
Mm-hmm.
And she likes to like reenact things, and so she'll web you. And so you'll be trying to do something and she'll come by and she'll be like, gotcha, and she'll like shoot her web. And so I swear she's going to be like a theater child because she is so she's so good at acting already, and it's so funny. But if you web her back, she will like fall to the ground like super dramatically, pretend that she can't get up. It's so funny to see like her imagination, and she really gets into character. so,
Oh, that's funny. I
so
love
my
that.
husband and I crack up because I mean she will be fully committed to it. Like she is
Okay.
Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
so she will not get up. She'll like scream. She'll be like, get me out of this web. And so, so
Oh, that's hilarious.
it's so funny. So I I just like can't believe it. It's just like so funny to watch. I mean, I'm like, you're 3 years old. How do you know how to dramatically fall to the ground and like, so it's it's pretty funny. But also she's so sweet. She has
Mm-hmm.
such a kind soul. And something that I love is she loves giving compliments. And so just the other week we went to one of our favorite local restaurants, and she just loves people. And so our waitress is one that we see quite often,
Mm-hmm.
and she saw her and she was like, you're so beautiful. And it was like such a proud moment because seeing my child speak kindness out into the
Mm-hmm.
world for someone independently, not
Yeah.
because you're saying
Not
anything.
prompted. Yeah.
No, just because that's what she wanted to say. um it just like melted my heart. I was so excited, because we talk about speaking kindness into the world a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing that now play out, like she's understanding that and trying to do those things, it's incredible.
That's amazing. I love that. Children are amazing.
They
They're
are.
amazing. And it's really so fun to witness them. It's so fun to witness them in all of their gloriously large emotions and small
Yes,
emotions, and like what captivates them. And oh, it really is a very special, very, very special opportunity.
it
So
is.
I feel very lucky.
Me too.
And I'm very happy with my choice. But and I know you are too. So
Mhm.
but anyways, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for this
Yes.
wonderful conversation, for kind of digging into this topic with me a little bit. And yeah,
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. I love getting a chance to talk with you and just see how our girls are doing. And it's so exciting. So thank you so much for having me.
it is exciting. Oh, sorry, I'm going to cough. But yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. It's always fun to talk to you.
It's always great. Thank you so much.
Yes. And thank you to our beautiful listener. Thank you for being here. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on this journey with us. And I'll go ahead and include all of Ashley's information in the show notes. So you can go ahead and give her a follow on social media, send her some DMs, say hello, tell her tell her where you heard her, Did I say that right? Something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and let us know, pop on to the Hen House Instagram too, and let us know what your thoughts are, what you loved about this episode. And if you love Ashley, go back and listen to her other episode as well. If you want to, just go scroll back a little ways in the archives and you will find another wonderful conversation with Ashley. But yes, thank you so much. I hope everyone has a beautiful day. And we will see you not next week, but the week after. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. If you are loving this podcast, please go ahead and subscribe and leave us a review. Both of these really help the show. As you go out into the world this week, know that we are sending you so much love and wishing you a wonderful and beautiful day. And we will see you back here soon.